Jammy jam. Are you in your jammies? You ready to jam it out? Get down on it. Get down on it. Nah. What did I hear him say? He said 6 months later and I'm big boy status. When he said that, I loved it. He's all 6 months later and I'm big boy status. I like that. Hey, what's up, everyone? I am going to need a card to show you. The High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer. I just got comfortable. Teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God. I am the goddess reincarnated that rules over your mind and emotion. Sorry, I'm looking for some information here. Give me some information that I need. I don't need the Hebrew. Okay, but you know what? If somebody... How's your Sanskrit? Shut up! My Latin sucks. I only speak Americano. Sorry, the Holy Spirit's messing with me. I am the goddess of the moon. I am the Lilith reincarnated. I am here to give you the apple of knowledge and wisdom. In order to keep up with me, you had to catch my last live video, what I posted in my shorts, and anything on my community page. What I posted on my community page? I don't know. Hard to remember. I'm looking at fucking Hebrew letters. Really? Yeah. Looking at them is one thing. Trying to pronounce them is a whole other thing. Does anybody speak Hebrew? Do we know a Jewish man other than Jesus? Apparently Jesus spoke English. So this is our Holy Bible. And you wore underwear. There's so many fabricated things about our Savior Jesus Christ. That was not one of them. Alright. Is this what you're trying to show me? Stop showing me so much. My belly hurts. Okay, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about the Tree of Life, Jewish mysticism, right? We're going back to the natal charts, the planets, and all that stuff. Now, although they're represented by planets, they're represented by deities and everything else. I'm trying to show you all the representation of the divine. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. But I don't know. No, go ahead. It's not connected. I'm trying to find some information that I don't know where I read it. Let me see. Each of them show a different... It's just fucked off. God, I look like that fucking meme of that crazy guy where he has the drawing board and all these pictures and little pieces of fucking yarn and shit. And I'm like, it's this, but it's this, and it's this. It's like this and like that and like this and... Shit. Really? Yeah, come here. How can I make... No, they're not going to understand that Exodus. We need to exit this teaching immediately. Come on, I don't own the Zohar. But I could translate it given this little... Google Translate. Come on, dude. Am I really going to learn a lot of languages in this life? I mean, seriously. Come on. Alright. Nothingness, primordial, Hokmah. I mean, oh God, there's so much information to give you. Break it down for them. I can't. They don't have, this is that moment. Every time I get over here, I'm like, I can't explain this to these people. Okay. Give me a second. Earlier today, my earlier video, I said I needed to send some love energy using the dominions, the power of the dominions, over to our government before we face a real serious famine and crisis here in America. America. Now, I'm going to try to teach you where I'm pulling this energy, if I can. But there's so much teaching about it. So where are we pulling it from? The Chesed or Chesed or however they mother effing pronounce the shit. Alright, hold on. Really? Yeah, give me a second. I'm trying to find out. There's so much information in here. I'm trying to figure out which is most relative to the new people that don't know nothing. Because I can't teach you something unless you know, you know what I mean? I can't teach you deeper. Malkuth, Ahokma, yeah, so is anything in here helpful? The Malkuth, Tarfat, Ahokma, compassion, Keter, fuck! Really? Yeah. Alright, so it's somewhere, and I gotta keep looking until I find it. The vision of God. Ezekiel, come on, dude. Seriously. Seriously, dude. Seriously. What am I doing? I gotta keep looking. I can give you a picture, though. Picture me rolling this. Alright, so we're talking about this, which is a map. But obviously, that map's a little distorted. So we're gonna put this map there. Okay? So, I'm trying to teach you that is the tree of life. The whole book says, the whole Bible goes back to the beginning, and it says that they were not supposed to eat of the apples of the tree of knowledge and wisdom. In all history, there's a tree. You can even go over into Hindu, and theirs will be a Buddha tree. Right? There's always a tree. And from that tree, and that's where you go into Odin's, and it's all Yggdrasil. That's the tree, and all the layers of life live in it. So this is how it's drawn, but it's also drawn throughout a person's energy fields, right? So let me just start by saying I didn't know anything, and now I feel like I know it. That's where everything comes from. Realistically, yeah, I can't fit all this in my body. Okay. As we said in our earlier teachings throughout the week, your natal chart is basically with all of these books, which is the Essential Kabbalah that I was trying to look through to see. What they talk about is how you come from, and that's where we pulled Metatron, from the closest place of God. So then the top would be the seraphim. Above that is God, right? The pure light. They block the pure light of God. They're the highest level of God, blah, 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 blah. So we start up here, and we fall through the tree like apples onto earth. This is Earth, and we work our way through our natal chart to find our way back to God. In a sense or two, is the most simplistic way to say it. Now, in order to move through those energies, that's your chakra points. So you have to work through the shadows of it. Dante saw the same vision, but pointed it differently. He saw it as a climb through hell to heaven. Or maybe it was the other way around. I'm not sure, but it's the same exact fucking map. And he saw all the fucking layers of fucking hell. Really? Yep, and that's what we fight. We break through the layers of our flesh to be free in the spirit. Really? Ta-da! Pretty much. Pretty much. So Jesus came along, and he told you what you really had to work from, which was right here, your heart. Yeah? Yeah? So this is your crown. This would be your third eye, and then there's the throat chakra. Well, they say the solar plexus is here, so perhaps the heart. Let me see what it looks like on this side. Right? So that's how they look at it. You're supposed to be sitting down, and it lines up the 7 chakras through here. Same thing, whatever the case may be. So as we work through our planetary energy, we're actually working through chakra points that are connected to those planets. As you open them up, you're connected to the other, the energetic connections from everything else. That's the flow of energy. Pretty much, it's all through shadow work. Hey, can you turn that down just a bit? I just want to point out that I just purchased some new sage, and I've been out for quite some time. I used up my little bitty stash just the other day, and I smell like fresh sage, and it is the best smell in the world. Okay. I have it somewhere, and I don't understand why I can't pull it out, or where I don't know where it is, and we're just supposed to talk about all this shit. But I thought it was here in the Notorias that they talked about who reigned over each one. I'm going to try to slow my roll and see if I can find this a little bit closer. Because the Notorias, these are the cards that I pulled. We're almost at the last one. Lucifer's the next one. The last card. Right? So it's the same thing. I think it's hidden in here. The task of the 9 angelic choirs, each assigned to the sphere of the tree of life, is to liberate us from everything that holds us back from making our ascent, holding us back without really belonging to us. And that prevents us from seeing and realizing our true self and will. The first thing that's holding you back is your mind. The mind's knowing. Jesus spoke of it all the time. Do not rely on one's knowing. Okay? Whatever their nature. Material patterns related to our culture, desires reposed in us by third parties, and never realized or realized to please others and not us. Somatized fears, fallacious relationships, material constraints, archaic distance or distinctions of race, nationality, and sex. Only the moment we have subjected them over in inner silence can we ascend one step, which is one sphere, towards a reality independent of laws of time, of space, the Kether, Pluto. I told you I've been up here in Pluto. We pulled that card again today in the dark cards, Plutarian. Yes? You have to shed the layers of your being. One dark night of the soul at a time. One tower. One change. How often? As many as you can make at once. But it's never going to be done. We're always shedding layers of our being. Ways that we thought. Things that made us the way that we are so that we can be free in who we want to be, rather than the constraints of who we have to be. It's the definition of a free spirit. I am the definition of a free spirit. Until you start shedding your layers, you're never going to be free. I did not have these teachings when I did it. I just started being guided by angelical choirs. It started with nothing more than angels. Who? My spirit guides. Then we went into where? The archangels. Right? Then what? Principalities. I had to learn through all of these. Now I can tell you how they rule over the days, the hours, and the planets. Truthfully? Yes. Let's move on. Let's see. The more you ascend amongst the Sephiroth and the angelical hosts associated with them, the more you will realize that ego vanishes, along with the concepts of existence. And right now I'm seeing Robin Williams. He's all ego goes out. Bye-bye. He did some kind of interview and he says this. He's like, ego goes out. Bye-bye. That's what he said right there. Along with the concepts of existence and non-existence proper to material world, thus excluding the 10th sphere, which is the Malkuth, right here, the one which humans reside. The remaining 9 spheres represent hierarchy of 9 angelical choirs. Those shall be the angels, your archangels, principalities, virtues, powers, dominions, the thrones, the cherubim, and the seraphim. 8 entities administer each chorus. So in them, it'll teach you their names of each one. So it starts with your angels. They belong to the lowest. These are your guardian angels or the higher self. Once you start listening to your higher self, you're part of your guardian angels. So when I pulled out my Kali card, who was I listening to? My higher self. Who said what? To act a fucking fool. She said it was about divine feminine power, where it is not about overcoming the masculine, but equal to, but yet different. Same, but different. Sounds like some Kelly shit. Going back to Kelly. Alright, next is your archangels under the influence of Mercury. Right? Mercury. And so that's who we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about, Well, not yesterday. No, we were not. Metatron was not yesterday. But your archangels are Michael and Uriel and fucking Gabriel and all of them great guys. The great guys. Principalities, right? So they influences over the powers connected to the Nazak, ruled by the planet Venus. Principalities, for all intents and purposes, are stewarders of emotions, instincts, memories, and the larger scale of true historical temporal memory. So these guys be fucking with my memories. On a fucking Venus day, that's where they bring up my memories. That's where I get triggered. They're like, oh, I'm gonna hit you with our best shot. Go fuck yourself, principles. Where's your principles? Anyways, then there's the virtues, and we were talking about this. This is where we've been. Really? Yeah. That was Metatron. That was the sun sign. That was all of that we've been in. That's that solar plexus. The meditating sphere between microcosmo and macro. The angelical chorus of the virtues stand in the midpoint of the tree of life. The solar sphere, Typhet, represents the center and the balance of the entire tree. The Tiferet, is the center of transmutation between the higher planes and the force of the lower planes of form. And this is the true archetypical plane behind the material one called the Malkuth, populated and experienced by human beings. This is where it all comes from, and you experience it here. All of this, yeah, to be up here, that's ascending master shit. Yeah? You have to embody your true sun sign before you could ever go up here. Really? Really. The task of the virtues is to build a bridge to integrate the purest energies within us in our daily lives so that we can manifest. Got it? Got it. Then there's the powers under the thrust of Mars. I'm trying to find the ones that rule over nations. Pissing me off with this. Jupiter, co-argumentation, abstract, the seraphim. We've talked about the feminine and masculinity, and as it is worth noting that the higher planes of the tree of life, in terms of male and female, are unrelated to the sexual sphere or differentiate between the sexes, and that's where I come from. It's equality. We're not one or the other. We're fully masculine, fully feminine. We weren't divided. That happens on Earth. Really? Us. Something about you guys ate the apple and thought you were all powerful by sex. I don't know where that came from. I don't know. It's not in this book either. Keep digging. I don't know, maybe it's in the Black Arts book. We're going to find the answer that I'm looking for. Is there an answer? Yes. If they have the right question, we'll find the right answer. Priestess book. Nope. I need the Black Arts. Peace and thinking. What are we looking for? I don't know. Help me. Paths of Tarot. That's the same thing that's right here. Son of a monkey. Alright, let me show you this. Why we're just... You see these little markings right here? Let me show you them closer. You see that? Those are letters. Which ones? I don't know. But I can tell you. This is their alphabet. And all of these letters put together the pathway, depending on what letter. Now, the Black Arts book does the same thing. Let me show you. It's all the same mysticism. It doesn't matter where you fucking get it. Whatever you want to do. Ready? Hit him with your best shot. There's those letters, right? Here's the letters, the Egyptian letters. Dun dun dun. Then there's the tarot card that corresponds with the letter. So it's a fucking language. Then it also corresponds with the fucking planets, right? So Sagittarius is always going to be temperance, right? The wheel is Jupiter, eagles, Centaurian. You can learn it. This is how I speak the light language. Did I read this? No! Does not matter. I mean, I use it all, but it doesn't really... That's what I mean. It's like, dude, you could spend your whole life putting it all together, and sure. That's where I was like, here I am, this fucking person with all this shit on the fucking walls. Here it goes. Where am I? Right there. Path number 7, the lovers. Where's that? The highest. That's the highest thrones, right? So, okay, so over here we were in the Hermit. Where's that? I told you I was in the Emperor. This is how it works. This is how we do it. In order to even come down, you have to be the Fool. Where were we yesterday? The Fool. Alright? Do you see how it works? To embody these cards, right? The Day of Judgment, the Moon. You have to catch them. So these cards, as I teach you, and he has no idea. I teach you that tarot is a way through the ascension. Are you happy? Happy? Okay, moving on. So I was like, damn, we're pretty far in this bullshit. So what am I looking for? None of that. Oh, here we go. This is helpful. Here it goes again. If it'll focus, bitch. All right, there we go. Something popped up on my screen, so now I can't see. Hold on. I pushed a button. Don't push a button. Don't push the buttons. I'm like that mom that takes pictures of... Just kidding. That was my mom. All right, do you see it? So the Malkuth is, you know what I mean? And it shows who's the guardian angels. So here on Earth, your guardian angels are right here. The cherubim, the seraphim. So if we're up here, in the chesed, where's that mother freaker? Hesed, I guess? Who the fuck is that? Jupiter, the unicorn, Poseidon. See what I mean? This is where it is. There's the goddesses I rule as. Beautiful naked. You see what I mean? It's all languages. You could get the whole book and study it. There's nothing in here that's gonna, you know, jump out of the book and get you. It's just all the mysticism put together. That's not what I was looking for. The Kabbalah. They even spell it wrong. They spell it with a C. I've seen it spelled with all kinds of things. What was I looking for? You made me forget. I mean, I guess it's in here. The Kabbalah and the names of power. No, not names of power. Numbers revealed. Nope, 77. Get away from me. Oh my god, I'm never going to remember. Numerology. Nope. Fortune by numbers. No. Can you please tell me where the fuck that information was that I read? Is it not in here? It could be in my Wiccan book. Preparation, circles. Shut up, circle jerker. Origins of Satan. Shut up. Black Mass, notes, Genesis, no. Alright, I don't think it's in this book. I'm at a loss. I can keep picking up books forever. Let me see. I'm gonna check the Wiccan book. Okay. What are we looking for? Marriage, no? Manifest marriage. What are we looking at? Puberty, winter solstice. Second, summer solstice. Spring, equinox. Man, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. I forgot what I was looking for at this particular moment. Oh, yeah. I don't know why it's not where I thought it was. Where did I read it? I'm going back to this fucking wheels of life. The wheels on the bus go round and round. I don't know. But I read it somewhere. The origins of the oracles, divination, Nope. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I lost my train of thought here. I lost this. I was trying to show ultimately what powers I was pulling from the dominions, what powers they have, and why I invoked the whole motherfuckers. The 10th Sephiroth. Okay. If this is the 10 Sephiroth, then it's in here. The Cosmic Tree, Shut Your Face, the Righteous One. Maybe it's in here. Creator. Come on. Creation. Maybe not. Traces, renewal. Letters of the alphabet. Oh, we're going to learn. Come on. Gathering multiplicity, rekindling the heart. I don't know. Well, fuck. I don't have the information. I have it somewhere. It's not just placed in my mind because there ain't shit in there. I read it somewhere. I felt like I read it in here, but if I didn't read it in here, then what else do I have that represents the tree of life so significantly? Because there was something in the significance of the tree of life. I'm being challenged. I'm challenging myself to figure this out. Is it really that important? Not to anybody but me. I was just trying to show you what powers they have to do such things. And that really it's not me. I wanted to show you that it's not me. It's just invoking the right. I don't know, guys. I'm kind of angry about it, but if it's not in here, I don't have a Jewish book that would have said it. It wouldn't have been in either one of those. I don't know where the information came from if I didn't put it in the book. If I didn't read it in the book. Let's see one more time if I can find it in here. No, we don't need psychic. I mean, we talked about psychic attacks, lords of the darkness. Give me a second. Sacrifices and summoning. Going back to the pentagram, right? So everybody wants to know about the pentagram, and the pentagram is such a whole thing that they're scared of. It's just the invocation of the 5 elements. If it makes you feel good to draw the picture of a star in a circle, then you're welcome to do so. But it's what's represented in those stars. So when I go to anywhere, I carry the representation of all the elements. It doesn't need to be in a perfect little circle. Circle jerkers. Just wanted to point that out. They're real big on their circles. Ritual magic, astrology and magic. Shut up. That's really the truth. Like, come on, dude. You wanna show me some magic? Show me the magic. Astrology. Damn. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if I ever find this. Natal astrology. The elixir of life. Yeah. Live forever and all that bullshit. Stones. Fundamentals of alchemy. I'm trying one more time before I give up and we just fucking move the fuck on. Where would I have read this? Oh well, I guess they don't want you to know. Demetron, no. The Kabbalah and the powers, the Sphinx, the lovers, the chariot, the strength, the hermit, the cards, the day of judgment. It's not in here. It's like they don't have it in here. It says the spheres of the Sephiroth. Finally, the sphere of God beyond comprehension of those lower... Okay, hold on. Maybe it is in here. The Kabbalah and the theory of the soul's descent and ascent through the spheres and blah, blah, blah. Christians, professors, Hebrew, university, keep scanning. Occult groups, keep scanning. Jupiter completes the perfection of all matter. The moon. Okay, it starts real fast right here. Crowley says cheerfully become an adept major. It's one of the duties to rule over the lower grades and the balance. Yeah, you're not even close to that. The 10th is the number of the Sephiroth, shown as the tree of life, God's model, the Malkuth. Each triangle contains 2 opposite forces, and the third force, which balances and reconciles them. The Sephiroth runs from right to left on the tree because Hebrew is written from right to left. Those on the right side of the tree are positive. Those are the left are considered left-wing, evil, whatever, bisexual, trisexual, something. All proposing principles, which are the next 2, the father and the mother of the universe, the Hokmah. Where are we at? The Chokmah. Why do they call it Hokmah? Because they never know. They're stupid. Okay, so it starts with the Kether. We move down here. God contains two great opposing forces or principles, active and passive. which are the next two Sephiroth, the father and the mother of the universe. Hokmah, number 2, the male, active principle. And then Hokmah, move down. Keep going, you're almost there. Banah, that's over there. Keep going. The Gnostics think one of the two. Keep going. The wisdom of the passing and the understanding of the union. Who did this? The Hokmah and the Banah. Which is this? This is the transferring of Saturn and Neptune. Right there. Told you it got stuck there for like fucking ever. Let's see. The Banah. Hold on, I'm gonna catch it. I think it's in here. No. They stay stuck up there. You idiots. Are you serious? Hold on a second. No, there's the Jabura. Alright. The opposite force is the Jabura of Mars. Here it is. It started right here. In human terms, the Sephiroth in the tree, second triangle, are the father and the mother and the child. In the universe are the forces which govern evolving life and life force itself. It says Hesed, but it means the Chesed, which is right here. Number 4, male, stands for, and that's the emperor, stands for the kindly and merciful authority of the father who protects the child and guides him along the right path, Joseph. For he is the number of solidity, the visible form of things. The Chesed, or Hesed, is the force which organizes things and builds them up. In the human body, for example, it governs the building up of food into tissue. It is the force behind the all-constructive energy, civilization, law and order, justice, peace, love, and benevolence. The unicorns stand for virility and power, as in Psalms 22, but my horn shalt thou exalt, like the horn of a unicorn. Chesed symbols are the scepter, the wand, and the crook, which are the kings and the magicians and the bishops' emblems of authority, and they are also phallic. The pyramid, an equal-armed cross symbol of the 4. The angels are the flames of fire, which are the living creatures appeared, and so stand for fatherhood. The force of Jupiter is used in magical operations of friendship and attempts to gain money and worldly success. Okay, opposite is the female, and that would be over here in the Jabura, whatever. Yeah? Why? Because they say this is the male and this is the female. Yep. Which is the sphere of Mars. The force appealed in the operation of hatred and destruction. It is the strict and severe authority of the mother who disciplines and punishes the child. Is that Mommy Dearest? We're taking action. Is that the Kali? Is that the Dark Goddess? Chesed builds things up. Jabura breaks them down. And that's what it is. That's what it whole is I'm supposed to break you down and God will rebuild you. In the human body, it rules the breaking down of tissue and the expenditure of energy. It lies beyond all destructive energy, hate, rage, cruelty, war, havoc, retribution. Nature red in tooth and claw. The mythical basilisk is a ferocious creature whose breath and eyes deal death, though in modern biology the name of the inappropriate applied to the harmless South African lizard. In the plants of the force of the Jabura appears a stingless needle or nettle and something. Its symbols are those of violence and punishment, the sword, the spear, scourge, the chain, also a pentagon and the Tudor rose, which are symbols of the number 5. The interplay of the Hesed, or the Chesed, and the Jabura, a construction and deconstruction, governs all life and nature. And that's where I stand there as the goddess of destruction. It's like this is how it works. And that's the cycles that we pulled earlier. It has to die for it to be reborn. This is the crone season. This is the necessary, it must be necessary to do such. The balancing forces between them, the Typhirith, number 6, the sphere of the sun, The sun unites them both in itself, shining warmly on men, beasts, crops, and the nurturing benevolence of the chesed, blasting and withering them with the fierce heat of the Jabura. Tifereth is the vital energy of the life force and drive which impels life to continue. Its angels, the Shanaim, ride in chariots like the chariot on the sun. Christian Kabbalists associated it with Christ, who brought the promise of the eternal life to men. Tifereth is the son of the Kether, God, and is the sense of the being directly descended from it on the tree of life, symbolic association of Christ, and the sun goes back to almost the earliest days of Christianity. The physical term Tifereth is the heart which pumps the blood, the lifeblood, through the body, in the circular motion like the sun apparently circling the earth. In psychological terms, it's the enlightened consciousness, the human mind raised to the highest spiritual condition, which it can achieve in any normal state. The higher spheres can only be attained in supernormal states. Told you, this is the highest you'll get. Tifereth symbols are the Calvary cross and the cube, which stand for 6 because they have 6 sides. 6 is the number of balance and harmony. Tifereth in the tree is central sphere to which others are connected in balanced arrangements. Its force is used in magical operations of harmony and friendship, also attempts to discover buried treasure, because the sun is linked with gold. Hey, there's gold in them hills. Alright, so obviously this is not what I was looking for. You know, I'm not going to find it. Malkuth, number 10. Really? Yeah, I'm done. Well, I'm just looking around like, where was that when I read that? I don't know. It's somewhere in here. Otherwise, I wouldn't know it. It's not just a higher matter. I promise you I read it somewhere. Otherwise, I wouldn't be looking for it. Where could it be? I don't know. I'm looking at everything. I mean, there's not much that refers to... They're just hidden in different things, you know what I mean? Like, these Notoria cards, nobody used them because, first off, they're next level tarot. So if you did, you'd be stupid enough just to read the fucking, you know, the basic. But that's what's interesting about the Notoria is I pull out the last card, and it took us quite some time to get there. There's the Notoria cards, right? I got them. They're very beautiful, very this, that, and the other. As all of my tarot cards, we take the journey, like we're doing with all of my cards, one step at a time. And because I've done it like this, I know where we are in the journey. And as I showed you in that book, the tarot is the ascension. That's what it was supposed to be, not a fucking stalker tool to some person that's not giving you attention. The last card is this, right? Lucifer is considered the devil card, obviously, for obvious reasons. That would be his symbol, his sigil. He's number 78. Now, if you look at the, you know, the erotestic and all this, people that read this as tarot would only catch this. They wouldn't catch the full understanding of what this energy means. We might as well finish, and then we can start over. Now, as much as you think it should start according to a deck, it doesn't. What is the first card? The King of Wands. Is that not the sign of Aries, you son of a monkey? I can't stand you. And everything? Yeah, for real. Let's see. Let's finish this. The morning star, the light bringer. The invocation is unknown. People don't know how to invocate him. But they try. There's those that pray to the devil. But as far as Lucifer, no. He is the fallen angel, banished for not wanting to submit to God's law, and for wanting to rise to his own height after separating from him. Hello, my name is Lilith, and that is my husband. What did we have in common? I didn't submit to God's law and rose on my own. We are the definition of a power couple. Really? Yeah, well, I've risen back in my power, and I don't submit to man's law. I do what God says this time. And we go against man's law. But that's what it was. And that's what it is. And we are the only two to do such until we had this little army of following. The army of darkness, as we say. Anyways, aren't they cute? Moving on. He represents intense passion and creative energy, the divine spark, instinctive and pulsating in every human being, capable of bringing wealth, inspiration, and talent, but also of shaking and collapsing any cathedral, temple, or structure based on blind, passive faith. He has the ability, as do I. Why? Because we can see right through your lies. We know one when we see one. And that's what our power was. Prove that they're not my people. Most definitely, God. Watch this. Moving on. Its influence, let's see. Its influence can be easily turned into arrogance, possessiveness, or vengeance, causing us to underestimate the danger we face by leading us to succumb to flattery and get dangerously carried away by others. And that's what it is. He liked all of the fame and fortune of being, considered a god. A god. Whatever, he's part of the seraphim. 78, the tarot is the devil. Venus, the sign of Capricorn. Erotesic, they don't know. So in order to meet him, you would have had to ascend through the entire tree of life, because he didn't go far. In essence, there's nothing else up there but him and them. Aubrey's gone. Apparently, that's what I said. You have this whole fucking story all twisted off. What is the devil card to us? Our shadows, the parts of us we deny, that rage against what God has called for us to do. The primordial parts. That's it. It's not him. It's us. For we are like him. Or you should say, you are like us. Really? Yeah. Not all creatures that God created were so submissive. Is it so hard to believe that there was us? The rebellion? Well, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Isn't he beautiful? I don't know why you guys painted him as so grotesque. You did the same with myself. Why would God make anything but beauty? Everything that God made is beautiful. Especially his first creations. I like how you put underwear on him. You guys in your underwear. I love it. Oh my god. Well, and there's so many names for him. And it's like, the devil. Is he though? Anybody that didn't do as the church says is considered a devil. Not what God says, but the church did. What was the battle? Have you ever fought God in this life and not did the right thing? He told you not to do He told you not to do that, and you did it. Did he cast you out? Or is that what the church says about all the people that are living in sin and not staying in the church, tithing? You know what? You know my nerves. Anyways, yeah, these are high-level tarot, but people don't understand them. If we were to take them if we were to shuffle them, like I have with many of my cards, then we're not on a direct path. We're on our own path, which is fine. We do that all the time. Where are we currently? Well, we finished that as the wheel changes. We finished that deck, but we're still taking a new journey with a new deck. Which one? The Murder of Crows. That's where it is. All these people have have a million tarot decks, but to them, they only mean one thing. So we have our Quantum Tarot, which teaches us how to read tarot through what? Planets. We have those ones that teach us what? How to read them through the Tree of Life. We have our Pagan Tarot, which teaches us what? How to read them in the pagan religions. And then our newest ones that fucking Morgan, or the Holy Spirit will say, had pushed us into, are these. We're taking them, again, one card at a time. welcome to the tarot world. I very much include you into this process. And that's where it was when Mario said the other day, he was like, I'm scared of tarot. There's nothing to fear. It's just a journey. It's just a good book about your life. It's like saying I'm afraid of the Bible. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid of the black arts. There's nothing in there, bro. I swear to God, I just read you. I went through it 500 times trying to find something about these stupid planets. There's nothing in there. You're afraid of what? Consorting with spirits? I'll pull that one out too. Give me a minute. There's nothing to fear, guys. Why? Because God's all over it. Now, if you're praying to something that's to be of the dark forces, then expect dark forces in your life. You can't possibly harness a dark force not being a dark force. You know what I mean? It's like, no, don't go playing with the dark. There's a bug. I'm gonna get you. Really? Yeah, I kind of wanted to, but not at my altar. That kind of felt like that was a mass murder if I did it at the altar. I really had it, and I was gonna do it. To be honest, it's probably the first one I've seen in a long time. Yeah. The guy was pretty efficient. So I should be grateful and not be trying to kill everything. But that one was like really too close. Where are we at? Obviously the Queen of Pentacles. She looks fabulous, doesn't she though? A soft swish of silk and velvet whispers as she steps regally in the room. There are many pleasures and comforts to be found in the world, and this noble creature understands the value of peace and luxury. She understands and instructs on the correct form for poise and nobility. To live well, satisfying and sharing with those around you is to dwell in your own masterpiece. None are turned away from her doorstep, for her worthy heart is open to all who seek her care. The lowest beggar is open to all who seek her care. The lowest beggar will find something waiting for them at her table. Keywords: a caretaker, opulence, love of comfort, happy home, shallowness. So the Queen of Pentacles upright is a very generous woman. You know what I mean? The reverse is a shallow, is Rosa's girlfriend. Really? Yeah. Or, no, his mother. And I think that really resembles her quite well, don't you think? It's just a materialistic bitch that, nothing's satisfied. A Marie Antoinette. One that is like, nothing you ever buy her is enough, and it's just all about show. Like, I'm seeing, what is her name? Elizabeth something? Not Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. Elizabeth Taylor? Does that sound right? I keep fucking up names. Really? Yeah. Oh, and I told you, I don't need to wait till the full moon for this to bloom. I need to plan it by the new moon. And the light of the full moon, or the light of the new moon, will make it bloom. Really? Yeah. It's magic, purpose, timing. So, what is this talking about? The lowest beggar will find something waiting for them at her table. And that's what I said, guys, is I always tell you guys, like, how can I be the most poorest person out here and still in a place to share, to be abundant, to be bountiful? How is that possible for me but not possible for you? And I really, in my last video, told you what my welfare check was. You better check yourself. Really? Yeah. How am I in a place? Now, mind you, the last couple of weeks, and that's what my kid said in the car. He's like, when are you going to get your next job? I was like, I think you're right. It's about time for a paycheck. But in the essence of, it's like, how can I be in a place to say yes to people and be, have more than enough for myself, but to be giving to others, but you never have enough for yourself or to give to others? It's a flow. Because it's not what you actually have, it's what you believe. A lot of people want my manifestational powers, but they don't want to do the programming of the mind that it takes. It's really a way of thinking. You're sending out thought energy, which in essence is just frequencies. And that's why it's like I sit here all day watching my thoughts so I don't send out some bullshit. Talking about, I'm bored thinking about I want to cuddle with a man. Oh, fuck. Do you know what I'll have to go through to get in bed with a man? I don't even got a man. I don't need to be calling in that type shit. Sounds great until I fucking call in my next, ex. My next ex. I'm like, oh, did I ever make it to bed with him? No. Made it to the woods though. I've been planning that for years. That took years of planning for that seed to grow. Wonderful. Quite wonderful, I must say. But then that's where it is. It's like you can plant this seed, but some of them don't grow right away. Some of them it's perfect timing. Alright, and it's just based on your thoughts, bro. What the fuck are you thinking? Alright, did anybody catch anything about that? Probably too much. You can't keep up. It doesn't matter. I was just overflowing with a message that I had to deliver. I don't expect you guys to actually understand this shit. I sometimes think that you're listening. Are you listening? But I don't know if you get it. I need to check the 10-day energy. Why? Because it's sitting on my table. Why is it sitting on your table? I don't know, because everything is right now. Just trying to find something about fucking Jewish mysticism. So I might as well check the fucking calendar and see where we are in the 10-day. What's today? The 18th? Alright, you need to check yourself. October what? 18th? The 22nd is when it switches. So we got a couple of days. We're chilling. Chilling? Yeah, until it forces me to switch it faster. Well, I'm like, that's all, folks. Realistically, yeah, I mean, that's what I try to teach you over here is the ascension. I feel like I did a good job in trying to explain it as much as I couldn't. That's all I teach you around here, is how to get closer to God, how to work through all your thoughts and feelings, take actions, how each of the day moves. So where are we currently? As close as we can be. Saturn. Where are we going to be tomorrow? Sunday. Where are we going to be after that? Monday. Where are we going to be after that? Tuesday. Where are we going to be after that? Wednesday. Where are we going to be after that? Thursday. The furthest you can get, bro, is a Saturn day. And if you harness this energy and you push your limits and you actually let something die in the Pluto energy, you will get that spark of inspiration and explosion that you can bring back with you. But nah. You get your limits pushed every Saturday, but you don't push back. There's no real pushback. That was that video earlier, forgetting oneself. You're forgetting your spiritual, work. You're not doing what it takes. And it is. It's weekly work. I do it more than that. Because why? Because I have to alchemize negative thoughts and emotions as soon as they come in. Any kind. And because I live in a negative atmosphere, I live in a pressure cooker of sadness and hopelessness and fucking drug addicts and this, that, and the motherfucking other. Oh my God, do you know what happened today, you guys? Swear to God. I swear to God. First off, I can't stand when the elevator goes up to the 7th floor. It makes me feel scared. Really? Yes. I don't like it. I'm sure the people on the 7th floor don't mind. They've gotten used to it, but I don't like it. Anyways, today, my son said he didn't feel good about the elevator, so he got off. He doesn't typically ride it anyways. After he came in and said that, I was on my way getting ready to leave. So I caught the elevator down, but it wasn't working. The one on my side wasn't working, so I went to the other side of the building and caught it down. When I came down, I looked up. Everybody was looking up at the other elevator. It was filled with a bunch of kids, no adults, stuck on the 7th fucking floor, you guys. It's a glass elevator, bro, and a bunch of kids were in there screaming and crying. The fucking, I was waiting for my daughter to come down, and the fucking firemen had to come and open it and shit and get these kids out. I was like, oh my gosh, bro, that is so fucking terrifying. Do you know those kids are never gonna ride that elevator, bro? They're gonna be traumatized for life. How would I have felt? I would have took a lot of training, bro. And even I in my skin would have been a little scared, because I'm telling you, the view from up there is scary. And it was a bunch of kids with nobody in the elevator telling them to calm down. They were just screaming and crying on the 7th floor. That is fucking horrific, bro. Seriously, yeah, man. Then I took the elevator on the way back, and it was still shaking, rattling, and rolling. I was like, I think I better try out my sea legs and just stick to the stairs. Jesus Christ. Really? Yeah, there's always something triggering or terrible going on around here, dude. There's always something, bro. And so then, it pushes me into some form of negativity that I alchemize and end up being, full of positive light and, all of that. Realistically, yeah. That's what we do this for. We don't want to, deal with negativity, but we deal with it because we understand that going through it brings us positivity. There's no other way to it. You go through all your negative vibes and you're just chilling. You're full of joy, you're chilling. I'm chilling. I kind of got irritated today. What happened? Fucking Walmart. It'll do it to me every time. Not every time, but especially sometimes. On a Saturday, they'd be pushing my nerves. What happened? I don't know. I just know that I had a frustrated, when I was I got to a point where I started pushing the cart a little fast, and then I needed to calm down. That's the extent of your anger. In public, you shouldn't have, you should be able to hold, act appropriately. I act a fool and all, but I don't act in anger. I act in passion. It's a crime of passion. Really? Yeah, what card did we pull? Let me put this one back. The skeleton. Oh, what are you made of? It's kind of funny because we're talking about Halloween and skeletons and stuff. Cleaning out your closet. I don't know. That's what it is. It's the shadow. What are you made of? What's underneath this fleshy flesh that you're trying to pump up for me with your dick pump? Oh, man. Do you know why the blood doesn't flow to your penis properly, guys? Because you're thinking. You're thinking too hard. Really? You're not feeling, you're thinking. And that's exactly what happens. I realize that, with women during sex, why they can't orgasm. Because they're thinking. They're not feeling, they're thinking. Really? Sorry, I tell you everything. I tell you, fuckers. Really? Yeah. When you have passionate sex, it's because you're not thinking. You're just feeling. You just go with the feelings. And it becomes unrealistic. And it's one of those, what were you thinking? I wasn't. And that's why it was so much better, because I wasn't thinking about how to act or what I should do or any of this. I was just feeling my way through this. Where'd that come from? I don't know. I don't know where the conversation started. But a lot of it is, you're unfeeling to literally everything. You need to start with little acts of go to a pet store and let your heart get excited. It's okay to smile in public. Your pride won't let you do certain things like this. You have a lot of rehabilitation that's needed. If I could have bought Marshall anything for his birthday, I would have got him a puppy. Really? Yeah. Yep. A little friend to the end. Someone to take care of him and someone for him to take care of. Yeah? Yeah. What would he have done? Get rid of it? No. He would have loved it with all his heart. And it would have loved him. And that would have been perfect for him. In the essence, it's even the hardest men, bro. You gotta find a way to be somewhat soft. You gotta let it out. You gotta be a softie. That's what made Jesus so powerful, was his softness. Marshall and other people love my strength and my warriorness, but what really gets people is my vulnerability. How I can sit here and cry and tell you that I'm weak when you think I'm strong. How I can tell you that I'm scared when you think I'm fearless. How I can tell you that I'm hurt when you think I'm, that everything's okay. How I can admit that I'm human when you know me to be the goddess. I am. I'm very much a goddess. But that doesn't take away from the human experience. It just complicates it a little bit. I'm here and I experience life like every other human that experiences life. And that's why everybody has to have respect for those living the human experience of life. The terms and agreements that we didn't or maybe did sign up for before we got here this is a shit life. No matter who got what card. They're all sitting there, you know what I mean? not liking what they were dealt, the hand that they were dealt. And it hardens you. You get really hardened by this experience, and we just need to take all that hardness off and be a little bit more open to experience again, to having a better experience without these harsh, you know what I mean, hard feelings about what has been. Because if you keep sticking on the has, it will. I rule over the moon. I'm the divine feminine. So in essence, this whole side right here, that's all me. Saturn, Mars, and Mercury, right? They say is the feminine. So we're always doing those communications. We're always taking motherfucking action. And we're always pushing limitations. Yes, yes, they say this is the destructive side of the feminine. But this is God. Does that mean that this is Lucifer? This is the devil? Or is it goddess and God? And that's where you need to balance your feelings with your actions. I rule over the moon, which in essence is your emotions and your mind, your intuition, the subconscious, the conscious and subconscious, the flows of water, right? So imagine, you know what I mean, I rule over night, which is, you know, the receptive, the reflective. God rules over the action, right? The doing, the day. Yes? So he is the bread and I'm the butter. He's the sustenance and I'm the flavor. Right? You need equal amount of blood flowing through your and that's what I'm saying. The reason your blood doesn't flow to your penis it's because you don't have your heart in it. You're using your mind, which is masculine. You can't use masculine energy in a moment of love. Then you get all this gay ass sex that you guys be doing. This has nothing to do. My gay people really love the fact that I terrorize the straight people with these jokes. I would think so. Why? Because they know I'm not talking to gay people. They're like, you accuse them all. I've had my suspicions. Send them our way. Shorty, go my way. Hey, be true to whatever you do or don't do, or who you are and what God made you. Otherwise, you know, be a Lucifer and a Lilith. That's not going to work though. Nobody did it better than us. I need to pull all these cards up. And we're going to move on. What did we learn? The ascension through the tree of life. In one way or another, that's what I taught you. In all the different ways. Through planets, through tarot, through Hebrew letters, through the Bible. It's all in there. Are you ready to take this journey to back to God? Yeah? Okay. Well, you know, keep up. I don't know if we're going to go through any more dark, or I'll just take you through the light tomorrow, which is, you know, God's lighting way on a Sunday. Sunday's fun day. I don't think so. It's still kind of early. He could squeeze more darkness out of me. Really? Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye-bye now.